get right. So this is the Zillionaire Quick Start Guide. This is the particular training you get immediately after you have seen the opportunity of the financial freedom that we are sharing in the Zillionaire network. This sounds most like a guideline that will help you come into the better understanding of what we are doing in the Zillionaire network. So I need us to pay close attention. Now, let's get right into it. So like I said, congratulations for making it. Is the fact that you made the decision to be part of the Zillionaire network. It is you making the decision to separate yourself from the masses, from the 95% of the masses. We are super proud of you for taking this bold step to secure your future. One thing I can assure each and everyone that takes this bold step is your children's children will forever be eating from the decision you made today by becoming a zillionaire. Now, you need to understand that there are 3 ways to engage our business on the journey to financial freedom with the Zillionaire network. Number 1 is you becoming a spare time. Number 2 is part-time. Number 3 is full-time. As a spare timer, that means you do it anytime you feel like and you make any amount that comes. From the word spare time, you can tell you literally make little or nothing when you do it spare time. Anytime when you have to, if it's 2 minutes you have available, 20 minutes, that's when you pay attention to what you are supposed to be doing about it. Then we have 5 part-timers. Part-timer are the set of people who dedicate a minimum of 5 to 10 hours in a week to building their business, to building their way into financial freedom. 5 to 10 hours weekly, while the full-timers are the set of people who dedicate 5 to 8 hours daily building their business. So you obviously can tell that these 3 sets of people cannot be making the same kind of money. Their result will definitely be different. So as you're coming in, you must ask yourself, are you a spare timer, so that you can set your expectations right? Are you a spare timer? Are you a part-timer? Are you a full-timer? So if you're a spare timer, you cannot be jealous or envying someone who's doing it full-time. When they begin to make some kind of money, you cannot be the one jealous in them. No, that will not work. That will not work. So you choose where you want to belong. You choose where you want to belong. You choose where you want to belong. And where you want to be, where you belong determines what you make. Now, things to note. You must understand that our utmost priority is to help you to become financially free between the next 2 to 4 years. And to achieve this, you might have to successfully go through the 5 stages I'm about to display. But the good news is you will not have difficulties going through these stages if you follow our mentorship and proper training from your assigned leaders in the business. And that's why it is important. I said it when we were in the office today, when we were taking the training earlier today. Your level of success in the business is largely dependent on who is holding you by the hand and journeying with you to financial freedom. Your assigned leader in this business will actually go a long way in determining how far you can go in this business. So below are the stages. So we have the excitement stage, we have the disappointment stage, we have the critical stage, we have growth stage, and we have maturity stage. So let's break it down one after the other. Now, the excitement stage. You are currently excited. This stage implies that you are currently excited because you took this decision to be part of the business, and the joy in you have no bounds. You are excited for the testimonies, and you believe that one day they will share your own success stories like the ones you saw. The truth is, it's actually true, but you would have to understand that it is in stages. From here, as time goes on, you move to the next stage. You now start getting disappointed because the whatever is not coming like it should. Let's say maybe when you were excited, you were expecting 3 million in 3 weeks, 7 million in 1 month, and it's not happening. You now start getting disappointed. And that is why it is very, very good to set your expectations right so that you will not be expecting quick money. So that you will not be expecting quick money. This is the second stage. So shortly you will get to this stage where someone close to you will now start talking down with, and that is why we tell people when you are on this journey, you must understand that your biggest, the bitter truth. A lot of people don't want to identify with this truth, but it doesn't stop it from being the truth. When you are new in this business, the set of people that are your biggest enemy, most times, not all the time, most times are the people that are very close to you. Your husband, your wife, your family, your best friend. They are the set of people that will tell you that you have been scammed. They will tell you all manner of things. It's a lie. It doesn't work. It's this, it's that. Now, most of the time, they don't even know what network marketing is all about. They have no understanding. Now, one of the people you really need to believe would do this business with you might not take the same steps you took, and they will turn down the business. Some of them will tell you they have done it before, but I don't make any success out of it, and you will be disappointed. So you must understand that when you are on the journey to financial freedom with us in the Zillionaire network, you must pass through this stage. Like I said, the first stage is the excitement stage. After the excitement stage, you move to the disappointment stage, where the whole success thing is not forthcoming like very fast. Then the people that are close to you that you think would actually embrace it faster will begin to talk bad about it. And that's one cross of the network. You must accept that network marketing is one of the most bastardized industry, most criticized industry, and most misunderstood industry. And it still doesn't stop it from being one of the industry that has helped a lot of people to become extremely wealthy. So your choice. Are you going to listen to the naysayers, or you are going to listen to people that are getting results from it? So you proceed after you successfully pass through that stage. And of course, this is why I said you need to have an assigned leader who is successful, who has passed through these stages, because they are the one who have an understanding of these stages, so they can guide you through these stages. The third stage is the critical stage. So you are now at this stage where you are feeling the urge to quit. This is that stage when you stop picking our calls, you refuse to show up for important training and mentorship. At this stage, all the dreams and vision you saw that got you started and excited has been wiped off your memory because of that, and it's practically the fallout from the disappointment stage. So you must make up your mind early that it's either this works or it works. And yes, one of the greatest blessings is you having a very blessed leader that understand and have gone through these stages. So they will be able to hold you by the hand and journey through. So understand that it is in stages. Then from this critical stage, you enter the growth stage. Once you can survive that critical stage, you enter the growth stage. You will get to this stage if you allow us to guide you through your disappointment stage and critical stage, because it is this stage that gives birth to the you that emerge into the growth stage. You cannot jump the disappointment and critical stage. You cannot. You cannot. You cannot. And that's why you need to allow yourself to be guided. You need to allow yourself to be guided through our whole knowledge by following the proper laid down mentorship that we have made available, just like this, our live Zoom, just like this. The critical is the critical family that will help you see those stages as one of the ingredients of your greatness in this new venture. I tell people, provided you connect to this business and you don't joke with trainings, there's no limit to how far you can go. Once you connect to this business and you don't joke with trainings, forget it. It's going to work for you. This business is going to work for you. And of course, there's this last, second to the last, which is the maturity stage. So this is where you start flying in the business. You can now help your teammate through the same stage you have successfully gone through in the business. And lastly, you now enter the financial freedom stage. So this is where you begin to make a lot of money and experiencing consistent cash flow. At this stage, you begin to do less and make so much more. Like I was saying in the office, these stages are like you gaining admission into the university and wanting to graduate from 100 level. That is what a lot of people do. Now, this is what I mean. Let me go back. So now, imagine you start this business, you entered 100 level, which is the excitement stage, and you want to graduate from 100 level, and you want them to give you your certificate. It doesn't work. So you have to go through 100 level, excitement stage, 200 level, disappointment stage, 300 level, critical stage, 400 level, growth stage, 500 level, maturity stage, and 600 level, financial freedom stage. It is those who successfully go through all these stages that enjoy the endless returns, reward, gains, profit from the network marketing industry. And that's why one observe most of them, you see they have used 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years. Now they are enjoying the dividend from the team they have been able to build over the period of those years. So the part 2 is the expectation management. Expectation management. Okay, the maturity stage. Please, let's be fast whenever I am doing this training because of time. So that's the maturity stage. This is where you start flying in this business and you can now help your teammates through the same stage you have successfully gone through in the business. So let's proceed. Now, stage 2, more like part 2, is the expectation management. Expectation management. So you need to understand that if you succeed in this business, it is going to be you who created that success, not us. And if you fail in this business, it is still going to be you who created the failure, not us. You are actually, in a true sense, going to be the ultimate determinant factor between success and failure in this business. So it all depends on you. As for the system, everything has been put in place to ensure that you grow and mature till you become that person that enjoys financial freedom. So the ultimate determinant factor of your success in this vision, in this business, in the Zillionaire network is your ability to decide whether you want to fail or you want to succeed. So we are going to provide a roadmap, like I said, the system, the structure, the support for you to succeed and secure your future. So it is now up to you to take advantage of all of these things that we're going to be providing. There will be ups and downs. You must understand that there are going to be up days and down days in this business. So we will know you are in your down time when you stop picking calls or we start getting excuses from you. Now, what you have started with us is a business and an investment. A lot of people streamline it to just one. Some people call it investment, some people call it business. It is both. It is a business and it is also an investment. That means that you have a part to play actively first, at least for a minimum of 24 to 48 months, which is 2 to 4 years. You have a part to play at least for the period of your first 2 to 4 years before you begin to experience financial bliss, passive income. Is that understood? Is that taken? Now, what is your why? This is one of the most powerful questions you will have to ask yourself when you come on board. Why did you decide to embrace the Zillionaire Network's opportunity despite all odds, despite all challenges that will have not made you to harness and send that money to get yourself started? Why did you defy those odds and start regardless? That is your boss. That's why it's your boss. Why are you doing this business? What do you hope to achieve in a 2 to 4 year plan? Map it out. Write it out. What is your why? Now, put in perspective, because this is what will propel you to surmount the obstacles when you see them. Write it down, put it where you can always see it every day. Why did you decide to embrace this business? For some of us, we might have to redefine our why. For some of us that have been in the business before, we might have to redefine our why so that you can always remind yourself why you started in the first place. Now, I wrote this quote: when desire dies, fear is born, and wisdom is fruitless without courage. When desire dies, fear is born, and wisdom is fruitless without courage. Your why is your boss. Your why is your boss. So nobody is, and that's one beautiful thing I love about the business. Nobody is your boss here. Nobody will come out, because at the end of the day, when that 40 million enters your account, 50 million, 150 million enters your account, nobody, you will not send it to me. So your why is your boss. I got some great news from some of my mentors today. They went to buy, two of them. They bought this car on the same day. They bought this AMG, this Benz. For those that are familiar with cars, AMG. They bought this Benz for 150 million naira each. Why some are complaining about there is no money, there is this, there is that. Some people are not even feeling it. Some people are not feeling it. They bought Chacha, new one, tear leather, 150. Two of them, they went to the showroom, car showroom, they bought two. 150 million naira each. That's 300 million naira. And that money they use to buy that car, some people will never see it till they die. But meanwhile, some people are using it to buy cars. And that's not their first car. They are already celebrating their December in advance. We are still in November, but some people are already celebrating their December. And that's one thing that comes with you when you're wealthy. Every day is Christmas. Every day is Christmas. So you would have to start early. Strengthen your why. Why are you doing this business? If you really want to make the most of it, then you must be ready to pay the sacrifice. I took some of us to the car showroom sometime. That was a turning point for some of us. When you saw how a car, at least Irene was there, Mrs. Esther was there, Tina was there, how they were calling one car for us for 530 million. You guys were there. Just one car. 530 million. One car. Just one. Just one. And some people are literally walking into that place to pick that car as if they came to pick biscuit. So you must ask yourself, do you want to keep living small? Because the people that are actually harnessing this thing, they don't have two heads. They don't have two heads. So I was talking to one of my colleagues today, and it was making me understand how a boss of ours bought a bag. You know, you guys handbag now. This lady's handbag. One, 54 million naira. Handbag. That handbag you guys used to carry. Yes. It's just that, of course, it's from a luxury brand. Annes. Is it Annes now? I've forgotten the luxury brand of that, whatever. That $32,000. One handbag. I converted it to Naira. I realized it was 53,994,000, approximately 54 million naira, just an handbag. You can imagine, for somebody who is buying that kind of bag, and that will not be the only bag she has. We need to get wealthy, guys. We need go and re-edify that why, because people are making this money on a daily. Some people don't even know what it takes not to have. So what is your why? I'm also going to let you know that what you seek is financial freedom, and it will not come to you on a platter of gold. It will not come to you. See, the earlier you understand this truth, the better. You will stop giving excuses once you tell yourself this truth. The earlier you understand this truth, the better. It will not come on a platter of gold. You would have to go for it. You have to go for it. You are going to face sometimes when you feel discouraged or disappointed by your friends, family who think who you think will jump and join you, and at the end of the day, they will not. They will not. Very important, guys. Your why must be strong enough. The fact is, you don't need them. But so as not to sound selfish, we tend to inform them when you get started, so that it will look like you are leaving them out of the picture. So that it will look like you are leaving them out of the picture. To do this business, what you need is an open mind and a coachable spirit. Whenever I meet people, these are the two things I ask them: an open-mindedness and a teachable spirit. Once those two things are there, even when you don't have the capital will find its way to you. Why? Because you were open-minded and you were ready to be coachable. Those two things, very major. So understand that everyone that is successful today faced these same obstacles, but because their why was stronger, they overcame and they are a success story today. So because tough time, yes, so I want you to note this down. Because tough time never lasts. Tough people do, and it is only tough people that can tell the story of the tough time. I will come again. Because tough time never lasts. Excuse me. Because tough time never lasts. Tough people do, and it is only the tough people that can tell the story of the tough time. Very important, guys. So you must understand this. Very, very, very important. Now, that will take me to the three cardinal culture of the Zillionaire network. So you need to understand that we operate by principles. And these are our major three cardinal structure. The number one, you must hand over this business to God. You must involve God in this business. Whichever way, you must involve your creator in this. It is a must, because we understand that with God, all things are possible. Second one, you must be willing to be trained. You cannot want to matter in this industry and not show up for training. It's not going to work. It's not going to work. You must be willing to be trained, because amateurs don't get paid, but professionals do. Amateurs don't get paid in this business. Amateurs don't get paid in the Zillionaire network. The professionals do. About 5% of people make stupendous income in most of these businesses. They are the one that read the 5 professional books that I mentioned yesterday. And I'm going to project it today now, so that everybody can see it again. And like I said, I am holding it to everybody to have these 5 books before the end of the year. You must have these 5 books before the end of the year. Your first year in network, you can screenshot it now. Your first year in network marketing by Machianel, Prospecting News by MC Nell Ross, The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy, GoPro by Eric Warre, and The Business of the 21st Century by Robert T. Kiyosaki. And the third one, you must be willing to train others. If there's any reason why we are intense on what we are doing going forward, you can see every day as you are meeting online, we are meeting offline. It's because we want to enter January having a lot of leaders rise. And that is why, as we are doing the whole thing, we are bringing it to the YouTube channel so that you can go back to it over and over again, so that when it is your turn to take this training, you can take it very well. We are raising leaders in 2025. Starting from now, you must be ready to make a difference in the lives of other people by training them to become successful and secure their future. The person with the marker make most of the money. That implies you have to be a leader to make most of the money in this business. You must also be ready to help people and not use them. You don't see people as a tool to make you successful here. You see them as someone you should help to become successful. We don't use people here, we help people. Understand these two things very well. We don't use people, we help people. We don't use people, we help people. Now, let's go into this. You must train leaders who are going to be professionals like you and secure their future in 2 to 4 years period. You must have a group of people who became financially free through your training and input. Can you see why we are intense on the trainings that have been doing so far? Because we are producing leaders in 2025. So 2025, you are going to be hearing from a lot of other people here on this call, apart from me. A lot of people are going to be doing this business apart. Like you guys are going to be coming on board, doing trainings back to back, training people, pouring into people apart from me, because I am doing my part now to bring us into the understanding of it. Once you can learn this business, do this business, and teach this business, LDT. Operation LDT. Learn it, do it, and teach it, and you'll literally be what? Unstoppable. Because this is what everybody that is making a whole lot of money in the business have hacked. They learned it. They did not wait for them to be perfect. They started doing it and they taught it. So, and one beautiful thing about our business is the more you teach it, the better you become. The more I became better like this because I kept teaching. I kept teaching. Go and ask any teacher. The more you teach something, the better you get at it. The more you teach something, the better you get at it. If you get to a point that you know what is popping up in the next slide because you have done it over and over and over and over again. So that takes me to the enemies to your success in our business. So you must understand that your greatest enemy to financial freedom, number one, is fear of rejection. And when we say fear, what does fear really mean? It means false evidence appearing real. Anything you fear are just, you must understand that anything you fear are just imaginations that is created in your mind. They never existed before. Anything you fear, they are nothing but the imaginations you created in your head, in your mind. They never existed. Now, there was a documentary I watched. There was this set of babies that grew up in an environment where they have never seen gun before. They don't know what it is used for. And there's this other set of babies that grew up seeing what gun is used for, watched movies about guns. So they sent, when these children grew up, they sent them to the arena where these guns were, and they carried the people that are with that gun, carried the gun and point it to the head of those ones that have not seen gun before. They were laughing. Funny, right? They were laughing. Now, the people that pointed the gun at their head were like, we are pointing gun at your head. You are laughing. Why? They pointed the gun to the other ones that have seen it and know what it's meant for. They started shivering. They started shaking. So these other ones that have not seen it before were just wondering why those other ones were shivering. Now, why is it like that? It's because what you see really affects your mindset. Now, growing up, those people have seen what the guns were used for. So they know the efficacy of it being pointed to their head. That's to tell you that fear really, they are just imaginations that you created in your mind. Nobody put it there. You put it there. And guess what? Everything you ever wanted is on the other side of fear. Everything you have ever in your life wanted is on the other side of fear. And the second one is lack of consistency. Always remember this. In this business, the only thing that can stop you from becoming financially free is when you quit. So long you don't quit, it's just a matter of one day. Your one day will come. Your one day will come. Because quitters never win and winners never quit. Now, starting from tonight, whether you would have to download it as PDF, talking about your first year in network marketing now, start from introduction, start reading from introduction to chapter 2. Yes, if you are to get, okay, I will try and I think I can have access to the PDF and send it to the group. Start from the introduction. Now, so when some people read books, they just flip the introduction and go to chapter 1 straight. No, start reading it from the introduction to chapter 2. Introduction to chapter 2. Now, after that, when it's time, we're going to be engaging you guys in what we call, most especially the fresh intakes, what we call 30 days challenge. with your SMO checklist. This is more like a prototype for Project Activate that we are launching in 2025. The Project Activate that we are launching in 2025. So congratulations to you again and welcome once again to the Zillionaire network. Now, let's get to the other side of the quick start guide. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with iPhone, Apple. You need to understand that Apple did not start with Steve Jobs and Wozniak. It was Ronald Wayne that started it. But because of lack of foresight, he sold it on time for $800, which is now worth $100 billion today. And guess what? The people he sold it to have been able to make over $250 billion from it now. What happened? Lack of foresight. And that's exactly what happens to a lot of people in this business. They start out, and because they are not making so much from it in the beginning, they're losing out. They're losing out. They didn't persist to the end. They didn't get the most out of the opportunity, so they chicken out. That was what now today is broke. Damn broke now. And it was the brain behind Apple. Now, what is the value of your business? What is the value of your business? So you can see, so for depending on the one you go for, you can see the value yourself by like that. So that's why we tell people not to limit or box themselves. Not to limit or box themselves. Now, I want us to listen to this man so that you can know there's possibility all around you. There is possibility all around you. Now, listen to this man.
I can say, like my mentor tonight, nothing can make me broke. If I get 10 million naira in a day, that day, what happened?
Can you hear that?
What kind of day is this? If my income in a day is 10 million, I don't mean in 48 hours. In a day, if it's 10 million I get, what kind of day be this? Now, what happened today? Father, we still give you praise. We still give you praise. Now, listen to me.
Now, did you hear that? Please, if you hear that, type what he said in the chat box. If you heard what he said, type it in the chat box. I want to be sure we heard what he said. If you heard that, type it in the chat box. Did you hear what he just said? If you heard what he said, type it in the chat box. I want to see some response. Give me some response in the chat box. If you heard what he said, type it in the chat box. Aha. Somebody finally had it. Yes, he makes 10 million naira daily. 10 million naira daily. And that's the worst day that he did not make at all. It's 10 million naira daily. Yes, it's the least for a day. 10 million naira daily. And we have some people still struggling with 20,000 naira in a month. And here is somebody making, he's a pastor. This man is a pastor. Pastor Korede Komaya, the Master's Place International Church. So that's to tell you that this prosperity thing is not something that is far-fetched. It's possible, most especially as a Christian. You should not be a Christian and be broke. It's wrong. It's so wrong. Now, I've been using mouth to explain this. So I like the fact that I'm explaining it again now using this slide. Now, you need to understand that your first 2 years in this business, you are going to be putting in maximum effort, getting minimum result. Maximum effort, getting minimum result. And the reason why it is like that is because you just started. You are just learning how it is done, training upon training. And this is where a lot of people give up. They push it for the first 2 years, they didn't see result, tangible result, they just give up. They just give up. Meanwhile, the people that understand that it is stage by stage, just like I started with, there's the excitement stage, there's the disappointment stage, there is the critical stage, there is the growth stage, there's the maturity stage, there's the maturity stage, there is the growth stage, and there is the financial freedom phase. So these are the people that understand what it takes to actually push through in what we are building in the Zillionaire network. So if you don't get yourself to a level where you understand this particular diagram you are seeing right here, then you will not amount to much. You will not amount to much. So the first 2 years is for you to learn. Number one is for you to understand the system better. Understand the system better, then begin to apply it. So your 2 to 4, the next 2 to 4 years, you will now notice that the ball is now rolling. You are putting less effort, but you still cannot let go because you still need to monitor your leaders. You need to monitor people in your business to keep it going. And 4 years after, you begin to enjoy massive income. Massive income. Your income becomes passive and residual. You just enter the car and it drives itself. Why? Because you have now been able to build a lot of leaders. A lot of leaders. Am I making sense? Can you see it now? So before you quit, think about this diagram again. This is exactly what it takes. And you are in the better place when you have a mentor or a leader that can hold you by the hand and journey with you through this phase. And like I always say, it's amazing to see how that people can go to school and spend 2, 3, 4 years to procure get a certificate, BSc, MSc, depending on the certificate they are looking for. But they come into the business, they used 2, 3 months, 6 months, or max a year, and when they don't see any changes, they back off. The question is, why didn't you back off when you were in your 100 level and demand for the certificate? Why didn't you back off 200 level? Why didn't you back off in 300 level? But now you entered the arena of financial education, your 1 to 2 years, you are already tired. You are complaining. If it was easy, then your certificate should have actually given you the desired life. Let's think about this thing very well, critically. So this is where a lot of people get it wrong. So let's do a comparison. 1, 3, and 7 account. Now, you need to understand that in this business, you will be short by default. You will be shortchanging yourself by starting with 1 account. In as much as it is good to at least start from somewhere, it is really not cool to start with 1, because by the time your business begins to move and yield, you will regret starting with 1. Go and ask people that are using 7, 15, and 31 what they have made as a result of the multiple accounts they opened when they started. Go and ask them, they will tell you. So we're going to be using the scenario of 1 profit center with just connecting 8 people, for instance. So now, let's say this is Mrs. Esther. She decided to go for 1, and this is how our portfolio will look like. 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, 1 on the left, 1 on the right, making 8. So remember the matching bonus, right? Good. So the first pair happens 7,000. Okay, ignore the 5,000. So the first matching bonus happened 7,000. The second one happens another 7. Third one happens another 7. Fourth one happens another 7. That's how much? 7,000 in 4 places. That's 28,000. Now, let's go to the 3 account, 3 wealth portal. So that is you in 3 places. Let's say that's Mr. Obi John, for instance, with the same 8 people. Now watch. 1 on the left, 1 on the right, making 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now watch. Watch how the matching bonus will occur. Now, the first one will match from up. For second account, 7,000. 1, 7,000. 2. If you go to the third account, 7,000. 1, 7,000. 2. If you go to the first account, 7,001, 7,002, 7,003, 7,004, 7,005. Remember, the same 8 people, but different results. Can you see it now? The same 8 people, but different results. Can you see the power of multiple accounts now? Now, imagine 7 accounts. Imagine how 7 accounts will look like. So let's get right into it. Now, look at it. So this is why we advise people, don't shortchange yourself. If it will take you to borrow it and get started, because on the long run, you are going to make those. It's just a matter of time. You are going to make that money back, and going forward from there, you begin to bask in abundance. You begin to bask in abundance. Now look at it. 7,001. Hold on. Okay. Now 7,001 for the fifth account. 7,002, 7,003, 7,004. Can you see it? Can we see it? For the third account, that one to be match 7,001, 7,002, 7,003. For the third account, 1, 2, 3. Then to the first account on top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Can you see it? The same 8 connectors for different results. So would you rather having a good understanding of this now? Would you now shortchange yourself for going for one? Because imagine they started 3 people with this same thing, 8 people. The same 8 people under the 1 is the same 8 under the 3 under the 7. But look at the income difference. Look at the income difference. So would you rather stay with 1? Would you rather stay with 3, or will you go for 7? The choice is yours. My duty here is to make you see the power of what? Multiple accounts. The power of multiple accounts. Now, so we'll do more on the explanation of this DCC as time goes on. When we're going to have more people connect, we'll run a training on how to access your portal. Now, how do I connect? Some people ask. Now, we have created a system that helps the usage of these means to be very, very professional and seamless. So it is you that will do yourself the favor by not what? Introducing ITK. And what do I mean by ITK? I too know. By thinking you know how to go about it, you will literally be shooting yourself in the leg that way. You will be shooting yourself in the leg that way. There's contact recommendation. There's a professional way to go about these things. Questionnaire, online eligibility link, flyers when we are doing events, prospecting and inviting, IPI, brand launch, home launch, radio, depending on whichever means we are using for you, there is a professional approach to it. There is a professional approach to it. Now, system 1, contract recommendation. Now, you need to understand that there is a message we are going to give to you. Don't worry to be in a what you can as well screenshot it, but make sure when you are about to start, your leader is aware so that they can guide you properly. I recommend you to a global organization running this message is not a message you send as a WhatsApp message. It is a text message. I recommended you to a global organization running a world campaign now in Nigeria. They are on a mission to make 500 individuals become financially free. They might contact you to be a part of the privileged beneficiary. Do let me know if they do. Simple. And if they persist to ask too much question, what you say is, when they ask, because they are moved to ask this question, like, what's it all about? Who are they? Okay, it is a non-governmental initiative that shows selected people their system on how to generate cash flow and enjoy financial freedom for life. I connected to one of their top superiors for the offer, and he asked me to recommend a credible person I know that can as well benefit from the project like me. So I gave them your number. Let me know if they contact you. Okay? Simple. Anything other than this you are doing, I too know. I'll come again. Anything other than this is ITK. You don't owe them more than this. Now, who makes the recommendation call for you? Your upline, the person that brought you into the business, or your emerging leader or unstoppable leader. Ensure that you know the person making these calls so that you can support them and actually learn how it is done along the line as well. Now, how do we know that you are the person that recommend any contact? You are going to be given a reservation code, so that whenever we have any invite or whatever, you give them that code when they are coming so that we cannot recognize that they are from you. Now, for those that don't know, we have positions of leadership in the Zillionaire network. Yes, and we are really going to be celebrating this position of leadership in 2025. Connector. Now, when I say connector, connector is when you come on board and you have your first two join you. You have become a connector. Kingsman. Kingsman is when your connector are now bold enough, or they have now been able to master the system enough to produce people after their kind. When the people you directly connect also directly connect their set of people, you have become a kingsman. Now, you become an emerging leader when you experience consistency with what your kingsmen are doing. You now become an unstoppable leader when you get to a point where you now have more people doing it even better than you. Then you enter the encoding room. Encoding room means you will now get to that point where you can now do your success lines registrations yourself. Your upline can now trust you with that. Then you enter the global leaders. From this place, you now start being monitored by the masterminds. Then you enter the top 20 in your state, top 20 in Nigeria, and top 20 in the world. Can you see it now? So these are the positions. You too can be one of the people in the top 20 list in the world, not even in your state or your Nigeria. Your target and your goal should be how you'll be one of the top 20 in the world. That automatically makes you a multi-billionaire. Once you become one of the top 20 in the world, you are now a multi-billionaire, because, I mean, what you're going to be earning at that level is going to be crazy. Very, very crazy. Then from there, you enter the Hall of Fame. Enter the Hall of Fame. How do we monitor your growth in the system? There's what we call standard method of operation. And that was what I was talking about in the office. We are going to print, it's going to look like this. Don't worry. We are in tune. When the time is right, I will let us know what it will cost us to print this so that everybody can have this. It's more like a roadmap that guides you to your destination. Now, yes, can you see it? Week 1, everything is one after the other. Now, briefly, let me just show us a brief look at how the world's largest indoor arena, like the company we are in partnership with, when they did 13th year anniversary, and how it looks like. Over 50,000 strong millionaires were present. So these people you are seeing now are multi-millionaires. You can imagine.
We are AIM Global, and we have the power.
Here we go. It's about time that we set it off. Here we go. Red lights, I could never stop. A dreamer with the fever to be great was all I ever wanted. A fighter with the fever for the fame was all I ever wanted.
Grabe! Power! Who wants to be the next millionaire?
Stop till we're legends. Stop till we're legends. Here we go.
If you believe in our system, I'm telling you, the rest is going to be history.
Habang nandito ang AIM Global, meron tayong pag-asa para makaahon sa buhay.
Was all I ever wanted. A fighter with the fever for the fame was all I ever wanted. Got me singing like bang, 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 bang. This fire's a weapon. Bang, 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 bang. Won't stop till we're legends. Won't stop till we're legends.
England changed my life. England pays me every day, and England made my dream come true.
Do we have the visionaries in the house?
We have different challenges, we have different situations, but for sure, we have the same destination.
My name's forever known. Blood, sweat, I'll break my bones till all my scars bleed golden. My name's forever known.
All these people cannot be wrong. Thousand human beings.
I want to really thank all my partners all over Africa, the Nigerians, the Kenyans, the Tanzanians, the Ghanaians, the Senegalese, everyone in Africa. This award is ours.
So that will not take time. Let's move. Now,
This is phenomenal! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! Oh no! This is crazy! Oh no!
all these people cannot be wrong. They cannot be wrong. And for the doubting Thomas, we had to put up some screenshot of a credit alert that we could still get. So you can imagine making this daily, not weekly, daily. 1, 2, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? This business is real. It's as real as real. This is at some point the top one highest earner in Cameroon. Very young guy.
Good evening, people. Once again, I greet you all. You all know me. My name is Uwach Kwemeka. Sitting right beside me is Mr.
Dima Ako.
Dima Ako actually is the top one earner, top highest earner in the whole of Cameroon. We're looking at his face, you know, he's still a young man. We're barely about 22, 23 years old.
How old is he?
You understand? So I need him to. We'll get to him, back to him. Then sitting right beside him also is Pastor Diko.
Yeah.
Wow, right?
Thank
Okay.
you, sir.
All leaders of the Own Your Life campaign here in Nigeria. But I have a little. Mr. Dima Ako actually want to send 1 or 2 messages to people of the youth. You know, want to say something. Please, do you have anything to tell them?
Hello guys, I'm Dima Ako, top one earner in Global Cameroon, and I'm 21.
Wow, you see,
I'm not 22.
I even thought he was 22.
I'm 21. I actually started this business 2 years ago when I was 19. I invested my university school fees and rent into this, so that made me to quit school.
Wow.
Because there's a concept I grew up with. Before, I used to think that the key to success is by getting a certificate. But then growing up and watching my mom and her siblings stay at home with no job despite the degrees they have, that taught me a lesson to know that it's not about the certificate, it's about what you know. So I know so many youths out there keep on saying that they are too young to make money, but then you guys forget that you spend a lot. If you're not too young to spend money, then you're not too young to actually work for it. One thing I want to tell you guys, we have AIM Global, and it would take 1,000 years for any person to replicate the same system we have. So the only choice you have for the next 1,000 years is to do AIM Global business.
Wow.
This is the lifestyle we have, traveling the world, more than 8 different countries every year.
Wow.
And I've been able to buy 2 different cars. I have a Mercedes compressor and a Camry.
Wow.
Soon.
21 years?
At 21.
Wow.
Living large.
And also, it's not just about me, but the number of persons I'm able to help as well. I have partners that earn as much as $1,000 every week in my team.
$1,000 every week.
So guys, one thing I want to tell you is, trust me, AIM Global is what you need. Your success is just on the other side of fear. Get a hold of your life and join us today. More power. Hope to see you.
More power.
Now, did you hear that? This guy is like, I don't even want to start telling you guys his story now because I follow him on Facebook. This guy is blazing real hard and he's still very, very young. So I tell people, especially young people, if that boy can achieve that much, that tells you that every skill is learnable. I tell people, the fact that you see this business as something odd, means something is actually wrong, because you didn't see studying medicine as something odd. You didn't see studying accounting as something odd. All of a sudden, you saw a business that can literally change your life. You tagged it odd. Can you see that something is wrong with that mindset? Because of time, I will not be able to play the testimony of these people. I will have loved. Okay, let me just. Yes.
Engineer ako by profession. Gumagawa ng mga plano, bahay, buildings, billboards, communication towers, nangongontrata, and gumagawa ng mga bahay pero walang sariling bahay. Dumating po ang point na napagod din ako sa kakatrabaho. Kahit ayaw ko ng networking, sinubukan kong gawin.
Good morning! Welcome to our home. Resulta ng 10 years sa AIM Global.
Naibigay ko yung gusto ng misis ko. Magkaroon ng sariling bahay.
It built that out as a result of the business.
Tara, tapos tayo.
Can you see, like those houses, this house you are seeing, all those cars were as a result of their 10 years of building this same business that we are doing. So continue to watch. Can you see that? Each and every one of us looking at this, we desire something like this, right?
Ito po yung walk-in closet.
May sarili siyang dresser, malaki yung kanyang CR, meron siyang sariling jacuzzi. Sa third floor, meron kaming amenities, meron kaming sariling gym, spa, massage room, and movie theater. Sa fourth floor, meron kaming roof deck na nandun na rin yung bar and tambayan namin. Sa mga nag-uumpisa ngayon, kailangan mong lakihan ang pangarap. Kung dating ang pangarap mo is maliit lang na bahay, lakihan mo na. Para pag binigay sa'yo, yung gustong-gusto mo na.
Tip ko sa mga asawa, very supportive ka sa asawa mo. Kasi kung hindi ako naging supportive at naging negative ako, siguro wala itong bahay na ito ngayon na pangarap namin.
Can imagine? House like an hotel. That's their house. Not hotel. Their house. That's the thing.
After 1 year and 2 months, nagkaroon ako ng kotse. And yun, tuloy-tuloy na. Ilang kotse na yung napili namin. After pang-apat na kotse, nagkaroon ako ng apat.
Can you see?
After ng bahay, siyempre tapos na. Kailangan ko pong bumili ng gusto ko namang kotse. Nagdodrive po ako ngayon ng Maserati. Pwede mong isabay sa Ferrari at Lamborghini. Konti pa lang po ang meron sa Pilipinas. Nag-start kami sa AIM Global, pinangutang pa namin ang entry level namin na 1 head. Pero kung bibigyan ka ng chance, sana 7 heads minimum ang gagawin mo.
Kasi kung gusto mong mas mabilis, hindi ka nabuti ng 10 years. 5 years lang. Kung ano meron kami, meron ka. Success is a journey, not a destination. Pag nandun ka na sa success, nandun ka na sa gusto mong mangyari, nakuha mo na yung mga pangarap mo. Grabe guys, ibang klase. Sasabihin mo, buti na lang, tinuloy-tuloy ko ang gawin ng Global.
Did you hear that? He said one last thing. He said, if is to advise any other person that instead of them starting with 1, that you start with a minimum of 7. That what they achieved in 10 years, that you achieve it in 5 years. So he must have seen something for him to say that. So that's why I advise people, if you want to do this business, do it big. So the truth is, you can have everything in life that you want if you would help enough other people to get what they want. And that is why if you don't naturally have the art to help people, you will not go far in this business. And it is on this note, we'll say a bye, a thank you, and stop tonight's training. I'm sure we got value